Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Thank you for watching our video. It's a pleasure to be able to talk to you again today. I was originally going to make this this week's video about liberty, about individual freedom, but there's some questions that have popped up in the last week that I feel that are necessary that we need to deal with now. Nip them in the bud while they're still new. For the most part, all of the comments that I have received about this campaign have been positive. Everybody I talked to seems to be in favor, but over the course of the last week I've read some things and I've talked to some people who have made some comments that are concerning to me, and so I do believe we should address them now and get them out of the way. So I don't make this video to get on anybody's case. That's not the point here. I just want to encourage you. That's the point of this, to encourage you that we can do this. We can win. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. So let's get right to it. There are 4 comments that I've heard this week that need to be addressed. The first one is that I cannot win because I have no name recognition. Nobody knows who I am. That's true. Nobody knows who I am. You know who I am. Those of you who know me and those of you who started watching these videos, you know who I am. But did you know no one knew Abe Lincoln before he was elected? In fact, let me ask you a question. How did Abe Lincoln get elected in the days before there was no television, before there was no, in the days when there was no television, no radio, no internet, no email? How did he get elected? Because people told people who told people. You see, we don't need name recognition. What we need is 10 people to tell 10 people. And if those 10 people all tell 10 of their friends, 10 of their family members in one day, we've already increased the number of people that know my name to 100. And if those 10 people the following day tell 10 people, now in 2 days it's 1,000 people, and then 10,000 people, and then 100,000 people. If everyone told just 10 people, in 3 weeks we'd have millions of people on board. Millions. Don't let name recognition scare you. Don't buy the lie that you can't win if you don't have name recognition. Because people have been getting elected long before there was television, radio, and internet. If name recognition is what it takes, well then we might as well fold up the country and go home. Because we'll be left with Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. And I don't want that. Tell 10 people. Forward these videos to your friends. Call your local radio station, your local television station, and tell them what's going on. Write editorials. That's how we do this. Number 2, you can't win because you have no money. Well, again, I would humbly disagree. Not only that, but isn't money in politics something we've been complaining about for years? Oh, there's too much money in politics. There's too much money in politics. If I were to raise a campaign finance team and start asking for donations and take in millions of dollars, you know what's going to happen is I will be beholden to those donors just like any other candidate. And I will be beholden to lobbying dollars like any other candidate. If money in politics is a problem, why do we want to continue going down that road? My friends, I don't need any money. It doesn't take any money for you to forward the videos from YouTube to your friends. It doesn't cost a dime. It doesn't cost a dime to forward my Facebook page, to like my Facebook page. It doesn't cost you a dime to Twitter. It doesn't cost you a dime to write editorials to your newspaper or to call your local TV station and tell them a story. It doesn't cost a dime to organize a speaking engagement in your local area. We don't need money. Money has bought and paid for politics, which is why we're in the trouble we're in. Don't believe the lie that if you have no money you can't win. That's garbage. That's garbage. One thing I said to one of my friends this week in talking about the money issue is I've asked him about viral videos. We've all seen viral videos. Something hits YouTube and it's called viral because it's all over the world with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of hits in just a couple of days. If a foolish video about somebody, doing something stupid on a bike can go viral, why can't our campaign videos? We just have to have the courage to send them to people. You don't need a lot of money. Third, well, I agree with just about everything you're talking about in your manifesto. I agree with your ideas, but you're just not electable. I don't mean to be facetious here, but I don't even know what that means, electable. Am I now electable because I'm not a politician? If that's the case, then as I said before, we're going to be left with Obama and Romney. Those are going to be two choices, Obama or Obama Light. My friends, everybody in this country is electable. Everybody is electable. The question is, are we brave enough? Do we have the courage? Do we have the perseverance? Do we have the motivation to vote for somebody who's not a politician? When people say that independents aren't electable, what they're saying is that they're not establishment politicians. You're right, I'm not part of the establishment. I don't want to be part of the establishment. This is something new. This is something different. And we can do this. If we are limited to only voting for electable politicians, then we've already lost the country. We might as well fold it up and all move to Argentina. Because the establishment politicians will continue the same garbage that they're on now, and we will never get this country back. Don't listen to the lies that independents aren't electable. Don't listen to the lies that non-politicians aren't electable. It's all an establishment lie to try to keep us down. Fourth, and this is a big one, and this is the one that really boils my blood the most, that I should not run as an independent because I will split the vote of the Republicans. One person wrote a comment at the end of an article that was written about me on the internet, and the comment was something to the nature of that my campaign is just another way to siphon votes to Obama. I want to address this on 2 points. The first point is, look up your history. Look up your history. Before Abraham Lincoln, there was no Republican Party. The Republican Party was a fringe movement. And Abe Lincoln was the first Republican elected to federal office when he was a senator. But still, as a senator, the GOP was a fringe party. It wasn't until Lincoln became president that the Whigs were destroyed, thrown out, and the Republican Party took its place. If an independent can't win, then we are stuck with the same establishment and nothing will change. But that's not the most important. The second point of this is the most important. Let me ask a question for all of you who believe that siphoning off votes and allowing Obama to win is a problem. Let me ask you a question. Is it only about winning? Is that what this has come to? Win at any cost, even if we elect Mitt Romney? Is it okay to put Obama Light in the White House simply so that we can win? Whatever happened to principle? Whatever happened to right and wrong? Whatever happened to we the people standing up and saying, no, this is enough? I might quite possibly siphon votes and give Obama the victory. That might be true. But then 4 years from that, 4 years from now, or 4 years from that point rather, when I run again or another independent runs again, they'll get more votes. And maybe in 2 or 3 election cycles, we will finally overcome. But we have to start somewhere. We can't simply say, well, because we're going to siphon votes and give Obama the victory, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to continue with the same old symptom, or the same old way of doing things. Barack Obama is bad news. Mitt Romney is bad news. Tim Pawlenty is bad news. Huntsman is bad news. All they are is Democrat light. Let me say this to all of you who listen to Rush Limbaugh. I listen to Rush Limbaugh. With all due respect, Mr. Limbaugh, I respect you greatly. You are probably one of the most brilliant political minds that I have ever listened to. I've been listening to your program since 1989. But by your own admission, you're not always right. I don't know what your ratio is, 98.9% of the time, whatever. By your own admission, you're not always right. In this area, you are wrong. You continue to say that what we need to do is throw the rhinos out of the GOP. And I'm here to tell you today, it's not going to work. There are too many of them. We don't have the time, as I said in my last video, to wait for Mitch McConnell to either be defeated or retired. We don't have time. We don't have time to wait on Olympia Snowe. We don't have time to wait on the lady from Alaska. We don't have time. And if we continue to say, yes, let's continue to vote for Republicans so that we can get the rhinos out, we're going to find ourselves in a place where we are so far left, we're never going to get it back. It is time the Republican Party, just like the Whig Party back in the 1860s, it's time for the GOP to be destroyed. We've given them a chance. They have promised us to promote the conservative ideal. They have not. The only Republican at the federal level that's done anything to make a dent is Ronald Reagan, but he was one man and can't do it alone. At some point, if we're going to change things, we've got to break out of the system. Listen, we have a system right now that is totally out of control. And the only way to break that system is to accomplish outside of it. Is to prove that this can be done. If we prove this can be done, and we elect a no-name average Joe independent to federal office, then I will be able to go to Washington and I'll be able to say, we need to break out of the system, and they'll have no choice but to follow. Because 4 years later we can do it again and they'll all lose their jobs. This is the only way. You're not going to get it done if you keep voting Republican and electing the same old nonsense. It's not going to work. Finally, let me just close by telling you, encouraging you, this is possible. We can do this. We can win this. If you're willing to put forth a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, you're willing to believe the message, you're willing to tell people about it, we can win. It is not impossible. Dream big. Dream big. It is the dreamers that accomplish things. Set your goals high and lofty. If you set low goals, you'll meet them, but you'll always stay there. Set high goals and chase them. And yes, if we end up getting defeated, then at least we tried. But I'm not going to sit down and say, well, I'm not going to try because I have no name recognition. I'm not going to try because I have no money. I'm not going to try because I'm not electable. I'm not going to try because I don't want to split the vote. But I'll be guilty of doing the same thing everybody else does. Stand up for yourself. Be a man. Be a woman. Have some courage. And let's do this.